everybody, today we're going to be talking about tyre pressure and tyre selection. So let's get stuck into it. One thing I wanted to talk about was tyre selection and tyre pressure, but what we do here at Swifty Scooters, as you can imagine, we assemble quite a lot of tyres. So pumping them up with just a hand pump sometimes isn't very good, so we use a little compressor to do the job. This is the predecessor to this guy, which we're going to talk about in a minute. The reason why we changed over, because this guy sounds absolutely awful, and so we went to look on the market at what else we could buy. I'm very happy with this Bambi product. So to give you a demonstration, I'm going to turn this on just for a split second and then go into why this is so awesome. So get ready, here we go. It's hard moving it back to front. Where's the switch gone? Oh, it's on the back. Right, you ready? Here we go. Okay, pretty loud. With that guy going off all day, the staff got sick and tired, so I started searching for an alternative. Compressors are great because you can put them in your garage, pump up your tyres, pump up your lilos, pump up your car, motorhome, motorbike, whatever you've got. A really great bit of kit. So I reached out to Bambi, UK company, and they very kindly sponsored this episode by sending us a bit of kit. We've had this on test for probably about 3 months now, and we are really happy. So remember how that sound? Check out how this sounds. Let's try that again, but not have all this stuff on there rattling around. So let's go again. You ready? Super quiet compared to this guy. So we use this now in our warehouse to pump up all of our tyres. It's a great bit of kit. It's a silent compressor. It uses complete different technology to this one. It's got amazing build quality, and yeah, we can't thank Bambi enough. Thanks very much for helping us out with this bit of kit. They actually sent us 2 compressors. One is for our tyres, the other one we use for our laser cutting machine, and we'll do another video later to show you how we use that one. Okay, let's get stuck into air pressure and tyres. So when it comes to tyre selection, we have 4 main tyres that we sell on our website. 2 of the tyres that you can see here are stock tyres. So if we start with the Swifty Air tyre, this is our own tyre. You can see the logo on here that we manufacture. The tyre pressure is always shown on the side of the tyre, and generally speaking, all of our tyres that we always produce are always high pressure tyres. The Kenda K West is 110 psi. And this tyre, which goes on the Swifty Air, is also 110 psi. So when it comes to tyre pressure, it really depends on your weight, the style of riding that you want to be doing, and then also the tyre that you're riding with as well. So this is the Swifty Air tyre. It's a really good all-rounder, really good for off-road because of the extra grip that you can see just on the outside here. The Kenda K West is the standard tyre that comes on Swifty 1 and Swifty 0. You can actually see in big orange letters here that it says 100 psi. So the harder the pressure, the higher the pressure is, the harder the tyre is. So the harder the tyre is, the faster the tyre will actually roll. So if you want to go really fast, then it's a really hard ride. So the compromise is, if you want it to be comfortable, then let's say you're an average weight of 80 kilos, like most adults are when it comes to men, that is. That's my weight, so I personally ride at 80 psi, and that gives me a nice balance between speed and comfort. If you're heavier than me, then you could probably come down to 65 or 70, but it's a really simple case of just suck it and see, basically pump it up to 80, see how it rides. If it feels like it's too hard and it's coming through your wrists and jarring you, then drop the pressure down. Equally, if you're lighter and you feel like you're not going very fast, then you can pump the tyre up. So don't worry about which tyre pressure is right from our perspective. Worry about what's right for you. So always go by what it says on the side of the tyre, and you should be good to go. The two other tyres here from the Schwalbe brand, they are really superior tyres to anything else on the market. The build quality is excellent. The way that they actually manufacture them is different. Inside the tyre itself has a lot of filaments inside, and lots of layers which basically build lots of strength into the tyre itself. So we have two options that we sell. There's the Marathon Racer, and then there's the Blackjack. So the Blackjack is a really knobbly tyre that's really designed for off-road use where you need maximum grip. It's not recommended for everyday use where we're riding on the road or the pavement. And the reason for that is because you'll feel all the knobbly bits as you're riding around. And also if you ride this tyre on the road, you're going to really wear it out very quickly. So we have 4 main tyres that you can choose from, and they all have slightly different uses. So I hope that's enough of an overview for you to understand. Let's now jump into how to change a tyre and discuss that. Alright, so we're going to do a little test to just show you how to add and remove a tyre or swap a tyre over. Apologies if this is really basic stuff. Most people kind of know how to change a tyre, but we thought we'd just show you the basics and show you some of the other kit that we supply. So this is the Lesign little puncture repair kit. It's a really nice little product. It comes with 2 little tyre levers and all the stuff inside that you need if you do, in the eventuality, get a puncture. The nice thing about this is you don't need to use any glue. It's a sticky little pad. You got all the stuff in here. So this little scraper allows you to key the inner tube to give it a surface, and then you stick the pad on. So if you're out and about and you have a puncture, this is a brilliant little bit of kit. Chuck it in your bag. It works dead easy. And to achieve those higher pressures that our tyres use, you need a special pump as well. And we like to stock the Lesign floor drive, which is this one. This is a high pressure pump. It is quite an expensive product, but given that it's really small and lightweight, it goes into your bag. And the great thing about this is that it's got a little gauge here to show you. So that these little bars here, on one side is bar, the other side is PSI. So this little red stopper pushes up as you increase the pressure. So you can put all your weight onto this as well. You unscrew this bit here, and the idea is you put it on the floor, put your foot on here, and then pump with this bit. So you can really use all your body weight to get to that desired pressure. Let's put this to the side. So let's say you've got a Swifty Air and you want to go for the knobbly tyre. Let's just go through how you do that. So first of all, take the pressure out of the tyre. I'm just going to use a little Allen key in there, push all the air out. Get as much of it out as you can, it makes your job a lot easier. And then take your tyre levers like this, and then I always start from where the valve is, get the tyre lever inside, and then on the back of the levers it's got these little hooks which are really nice, and they hook onto the spokes so your hands can be free. Once you've got one in, work away from the other side, and then just get your lever inside. It's a little bit tricky to do in front of the camera. And once you've got that there, you should then be able to just pull this round, or if you can't, actually I've caught the inner tube there. So if you can't, just go back in like that, squeeze this bit down so that the tyre doesn't pop back in. Like that. There we go. And once you've got enough, you should then be able to get your fingers in and pull it around like that. There we go. The next bit is to pop the valve out, like so. And you should be able to just pull the tyre off by hand, like that. Push down, and that should pop off. Okay, so as a general rule, when we are assembling tyres, a little inside industry, I guess, normal process is to align the middle of the logo up with where the valve comes out. It just always looks nicer. So assemble one side of the tyre back onto the rim, like so. Get that in the right place. And then I'm going to let a bit more air out because that's quite a lot in there. My Allen key's just not quite big enough to let the air out. Just use the end of that. That'll do. Okay. And then what you want to do is get the valve in first by pulling this one back and pushing him in. You've got to be really careful that you don't snag the valve or twist the inner tube round. Now, getting the tyre back over here is the hardest bit. So do it while this is out, because then this can move a little bit. That's the tightest area. There you go. And thread the rest in. Be careful that you don't snag anything or get it twisted. There you go, and then just check. Actually, I didn't do it, but it might be worth just inspecting, just to make sure that there's nothing inside the tyre to give you a pop or anything. So when you're putting this bit back on, I always start from the valve, put this guy back on like that, and just work around with your fingers to get it in place. And then double check. I need to let a little bit more air out because it's pinching. There we go. Work it all the way around. And the last bit is the hard bit. Now, I've done hundreds of tyres, so I've got strong fingers. But you basically have to pull this over and get the wire bead like that. And then I always just roll the tyre around to try and seat the bead. So this is the bead here around the rim, and that sits inside the rim here. On the rim itself, you can maybe just see it on camera. There's a little lip there, and that bead is supposed to sit in that lip. So what you want to do before you inflate it is just, by hand, just push your tyre down, just to make sure that that bead is sat all on the inside. And then after that, you just need to inflate it. And luckily, I've got my handy inflator, which I'm making a load of noise. I'll put that in there, push that down. Thanks, Bambi. And I've got this Acura gauge here, which gives me the tyre pressure as well, and tells me exactly the tyre pressure. So that's 55, 69. So this particular tyre here, it recommends to inflate it up to 65, but if anybody has seen the Swifty First Descents video where I fly down Mount Snowdon, I wasn't riding with these tyres, but I let those tyres that I was riding on, which were the Maxxis tyres, down to 30 psi, which meant that I could absorb all the lumps and bumps of the trail. So this is a Swifty Air tyre, wheel set, and tyre all set up ready to go. So there you have it. That's how you change a tyre, and a little bit about tyre pressures. Thanks, Bambi, for sending us the wonderful compressor. It is really a great bit of kit for the workshop. If you fancy getting something for your home garage or workshop, you couldn't do better than a Bambi. There are links below to them. They're a UK company, make fantastic products, so yeah, check them out. It's worth mentioning also, we get this question quite a lot. So with Swifty 1, this is a rear fork from a Swifty 1. Because it's a folding product, the gap between the rear fork is quite narrow because this all has to fold through the frame. So currently the only tyre that's available is the standard tyre that comes with it, and that is the K West tyre. And that's because of the clearance that you can see here. So any of the other tyres, which are much larger, like this one, won't fit in this space. And also this tyre is designed to work with this rear brake. So unfortunately for Swifty 1 customers, the only tyre that we recommend that will fit on the rear of the scooter is the Kenda K West. That doesn't stop you from putting a different tyre on the front fork, because the front fork of the Swifty 1 is the same fork that we use for the rest of the adult scooters. So we do have some customers who will put maybe an Air or a knobbly tyre on the front for a bit of a grip on the front, but on the back, unfortunately, you can only have the slick tyre. And that's because the Swifty 1 is really designed for city use, not for off-road use. So that's the reason we get asked this question quite a lot. So in combination with the brake, it works really well. Thanks for listening. I hope that answers some of your questions. Keep those questions coming in. If there's anything out there that we've still not answered, we'll try and do our best. So see you next time. Have a great time. Bye-bye.